My husband killed himself 3 days after he discovered I cheated on him. I genuinely don't know how to live with myself after this. Right now, I'm sitting alone in my house trying to understand how one terrible decision destroyed multiple lives in less than a week. And the worst part, nobody around me knows the full truth. If you saw me in public, you probably wouldn't even think anything was wrong. I think my brain is still in shock because every time I try to process what actually happened, it feels unreal. Like I'm remembering a nightmare instead of my own life. My husband is gone, and so is his father, and somehow it all traces back to me. Before anybody says it, yes, I know I'm the villain in this story. I know people are going to hate me after hearing this. But I need to tell someone the truth because the guilt is eating me alive. My husband struggled with severe depression long before I ever met him. When he was a teenager, things were apparently really bad. He told me that between the ages of 15 and 18, he was constantly self-harming and had attempted to take his own life multiple times. According to him, his father never really believed depression was real. He thought his son just needed to man up, go outside more, exercise, stop being dramatic, that kind of thing. Eventually my husband moved out young because their relationship got so toxic that he couldn't take it anymore. Then years later, I met him. I was 22, and honestly, it felt like one of those cheesy movie moments people make fun of. He walked into a mutual friend's birthday dinner wearing this dark blue hoodie, smiling at everybody like he already knew them. He was tall, ridiculously handsome, confident without being arrogant, and somehow managed to make every person around him feel important. And when he talked to me, it was like the rest of the room disappeared. I fell hard. He was intelligent, driven, funny in this dry sarcastic way, and he made me feel safe. I'd never experienced that before. For years, I honestly believed I had found the love of my life. And looking back now, I think I actually had. A couple years into our relationship, I convinced him to reconnect with his dad. At first he refused. He would shut down anytime his father got mentioned. But slowly, after months of conversations, he agreed to try again. And surprisingly, things actually improved. His father apologized for a lot of things, not everything, but enough for them to start rebuilding a relationship. By the time we got married 2 years later, his dad was there smiling in the front row crying harder than my own parents were. Over time, he even became a father figure to me too. That's part of what makes this entire thing so unbearable. Because if I had just gone home that night, none of this would have happened. A few weeks ago, my husband had been working insane overtime shifts because we were trying to save money for a vacation together. He was exhausted constantly, but he kept talking about how excited he was for us to finally get away somewhere warm for a week. Meanwhile, I went out with some friends one Friday night. At first it was normal, drinks, music, stupid conversations, everybody laughing too loudly. I'm not even a heavy drinker, which somehow makes this feel even more pathetic. Then I met him. I don't even know how to explain it without sounding disgusting. He was confident, handsome, and charismatic. He flirted with me all night, and instead of shutting it down like I should have, I entertained it. I kept telling myself it was harmless. I mean, it's just a little excitement. But deep down, I already knew I was crossing lines. And then somehow the night spiraled completely out of control. I went back to his place. I betrayed my husband. And for one selfish moment, I forgot about the man sitting at home working overtime because he loved me enough to build a future with me. That's the part one can't forgive myself for. Not just the cheating, but how easy it became in that moment to completely ignore the person who trusted me the most. The next morning, reality hit me like a truck. I felt sick. Actually sick. I remember sitting on the edge of my bed staring at my phone thinking, what have I done? The other guy kept texting me afterward, flirting, suggesting we meet again. And even though I don't think I actually would have seen him again, I didn't shut it down either, because part of me liked the attention. That tiny selfish decision destroyed everything. The next morning, my husband found the messages. I had left my phone face up near the bed before taking a shower, and curiosity got the better of him. I still remember the look on his face. He wasn't even angry. That would have almost been easier. He just looked empty, like somebody had reached inside him and pulled something out. He barely even yelled. He just kept asking why, over and over again. Why? I kept crying while apologizing. But I could literally see him shutting down in real time. For the next 3 days, he barely spoke. He wandered through the house like a ghost. And then on the third day, I found him in the garage. I'm not describing that part in detail. I can't. I still hear the sound I made when I saw him. Sometimes I think my brain permanently broke in that moment. The paramedics came. The police came. People kept asking questions. And suddenly my entire life became divided into two timelines. Before I cheated. And after. But it gets so much worse. My husband left behind a note. Most of it talked about how betrayal was always his biggest fear. He wrote that after discovering the affair, he felt all the darkness from his teenage years coming back stronger than ever. He said he can't afford to fight his own mind anymore. At the very end, he wrote that he loved me. Even after everything, he still wrote that he loved me. I haven't been able to sleep since reading it. Then his father came over later that night, completely destroyed, crying harder than I've ever seen a grown man cry before. And I lied to him. I told him it was because of depression. I didn't tell him about the affair. I couldn't do it. Part of me was terrified he'd hate me forever. Another part of me genuinely thought telling him the truth would destroy him even more. So I lied. I let that man believe his son's death traced back to the depression he ignored years ago. And that same night, his father took his own life too. And now I'm stuck here replaying every single decision over and over again, wondering how many lives I destroyed because of one selfish night. I am so scared of dying, but I feel I have to. I have the person I fucked that night coming over soon, just to take care of me. He's going to make sure I don't kill myself. And I know people are going to have opinions about me. I know I'm going to be judged harshly for what I did. Maybe I deserve some of it, but please cut me some slack. My husband and my father figure just died and it's all my fault. Hopefully, one day I would learn to forgive myself. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Reddit stories that hit even harder.